for Israel and a great plan for peace. Dan, stay with us there in Washington right now, though. I want to go to New York, where our diplomatic correspondent Mike Wagenheim joins us. Mike, thank you so much for your time. It's been a long build-up to this much-anticipated deal of the century. Now that it's been released, what are the main sticking points that stood out for you as you looked through these 180 pages and heard both Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump speaking in the White House? What stood out for you?
Well, too many to list in the hour we have tonight, but a few things that really stuck out. Number one, what happens when, not if, but when the Palestinians reject this proposal? There's a 4-year clock that's built into this plan. Israel getting control of the Jordan Valley, getting control of its established settlements, the rest of the land being pretty much reserved for the Palestinians for their state. What happens when they reject it? What happens when this 4-year clock runs out? Does Israel go in and apply sovereignty over that land, at which point we have one state solution with Israelis and Palestinians together? Does Israel leave that land alone? Does it get moved into Jordanian territory? I don't think the Jordanians want that. What happens when the Palestinians invariably say no and the 4 years run out? Other sticking points, of course, the access roads going in and out of Palestinian territory, all a jumbled mix of access roads going into and out of Israeli territory. Very difficult to control. The tunnel going from the West Bank to Gaza would be the longest tunnel in the world by twice the distance as the current longest tunnel. And to build that in 4 years, Israel can't even get butter on the shelves right now. To build a tunnel, the longest in the world, twofold in 4 years, is outside the realm of possibility. So we're looking at these details, and it's all in the details. The devil is always in the details, and trying to figure out what is workable within this purported plan and what is just outside the realm of feasibility. And those are just a few of the things that stuck out. In addition, there was some confusion. President Trump mentioning prominently that Israel would remain undivided. Not necessarily true. What he meant was everything west of the security barrier would remain undivided and would remain under Israeli sovereign territory. But the capital of this purported state of Palestine that he was talking about would be east of the security barrier. That was one of the things that was laid out in the document that was released and not within the speeches of Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu today. So, yes, Jerusalem would be divided, and it would be divided by that security barrier that's already in place.
Yes, the issue of the capital certainly creating much confusion. I want to move on quickly, though, Mike, briefly. Benjamin Netanyahu is heading to Moscow after this, apparently because Israeli-American backpacker Naama Issachar is likely, but not confirmed, to be released from jail soon. What more can you tell us? And what is he likely to be discussing with Vladimir Putin? Will this all be coming up too?
Well, this is certainly no coincidence, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Putin have been working on this release for some time. Naama Issachar filed her official pardon request, and it was granted by the committee, the commissioner that oversees those pardon requests. So there's no doubt that Naama is going to be freed. The question is, will it be turned into pretty much a campaign event where Netanyahu literally puts Naama on the plane and brings her back to Israel on the Prime Minister's plane? That's the only question right now. Of course, there are other global issues to discuss. Of course, there's the issue of this peace plan being released today that I'm sure will be involved in the conversation, but there is zero doubt that the primary purpose of this trip is, in one form or another, to bring Naama Issachar back to Israel and get her freed from that Russian prison.
And back to Washington briefly, Dan, of course, much happening on this day. Impeachment proceedings